a lot of times the hunt is part of the fun.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's behind that next book.
For sure.
And sometimes you see it ahead of time, and you think you saw it, and then you're like, you get a little nervous. You're like, did I see what I thought I saw?
Right.
And then it's a reprint. You're like, oh crap, it wasn't what I thought. But sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. I'd like to welcome you to the new Coffee and Comic Show. As you can see, I'm not alone. I got my good friend Bob here with me. Bob, how you doing today?
I'm a little tired, but I'm doing good. A lot of great comics came out this week, and I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm a little tired too, to be totally honest. But you know what? We have our coffee. It's not from Mocha Express. It's from our home, actually. So right now I'm drinking coffee that, like I said before, tastes a lot like soda pop. And it's cold like soda pop, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a drink. There's some good coffee there. What are you having?
I'm actually, this tastes a lot like McDonald's because
there you go.
It is McDonald's.
Oh, poor Mocha Express. They're not getting the love today.
No, my wife bought us breakfast this morning, and so that's what I got. It's actually good.
Yeah, I actually went to McDonald's this morning as well, so got a nice iced coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already drank it, so what are you going to do? Before we get into our topic today, and we got a great topic because we asked what are your best finds on the hunt, and there's a lot of great stories and a lot of really cool books that people found in many different ways. I mean, just hunting or going to a friend's house, garage sale, comic shops, antique stores, all sorts of great comments, all sorts of great stories, and they range from finding books for $1 that sell for $1,000, or finding books for $1 that sell for $10. Like either way, you're making money.
Yeah, for sure.
Left and right. A lot of great comments. But before we get to that, let me just tell you guys really quick. We are taking a break next week.
Yeah.
And Bob has some plans. I have some plans, and it's kind of exciting. And let's just hit on that a little bit.
Sure.
So we're going to be back on Monday the 17th for episode 90. And this that you see behind us will be totally different. We are remodeling the set. We have a new sponsor for the show, and we'll be letting you guys know who that sponsor is on episode 90. Not only that, but we were going to be doing giveaways all the way up through episode 90, all the way up to 100. Those are all provided by our sponsor. Lots of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Bob has seen it, autograph stuff. Slab books, I mean, you name it. There's a ton of giveaways, so you're going to want to watch the coffee video when we get back. But not only that, we are going to be doing our first giveaway for our Patreons.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that should be kind of neat because there's some certain books that are dedicated for our Patreon members. And you know what? You guys are already entered into that one, the Patreon. So when we get back, we're going to do a giveaway that day. So it should be a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm looking forward to doing this. We're going to change some things up. The show's going to be a little bit different. It's going to look totally different, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Bob has seen the set design that I kind of sketched out.
Yeah.
He thought it was pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to coming back in 2 weeks and whatever topic that it is.
Whatever it is, but I'm telling you.
It's going to be a good one.
Those giveaways that were sent, oh my gosh, you guys do not want to miss this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great stuff there. I mean, every week will be exciting. It's awesome.
Yeah, they sent us a 100-pound box of books and a bunch of other stuff. And they want to support the show for quite some time. So even after these next 10 episodes, I think they're going to still be on board. And there'll be more giveaways to come weeks after the 100th episode, way after that.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Thank you to them. We'll let you guys know who they are in a couple weeks. And some more information about them as well. I want to take a quick second and say if you're not part of our Patreon, please feel free to join. It's $3.99 a month, the price of one comic book a month. If you feel we bring the value worth one comic book a month, go ahead and join our Patreon. It helps keeps the lights on, the camera rolling, all that good stuff. Bob is a Patreon of the show he's on.
This is true.
Which sure makes sense. It works for me.
But I'm a patron of the channel. I'm on one of the shows that's on the channel, but I'm supporting the full Comics with Bueller channel.
You can't win the giveaway, by the way.
No, I know that.
I'm sorry, man.
I've already won.
There's a couple of people on there that probably can't win the giveaway.
Yeah,
so I'm just
Sam.
letting them know. So, but anyway, like I said, we'll be back in a couple weeks. Should be a good time. Real fast, let's go ahead and jump into Robbie's pick of the week. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Rockin Robbie Billups from Pop Culture Philosophers. I hope you're enjoying the show, and my pick of the week is
Pulp by Image Comics. This is the new one by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. It is a hardbound graphic novel, kind of a big double-sized issue. Price on it was $16.99. Unfortunately, RLCS didn't have it, so I wasn't able to read it this week. But when you put that creative team together, it's incredible. And I'm hearing a lot of buzz about it, and I think it's going to be an awesome book. Can't wait to read it.
Yeah, Robbie's been picking some trades lately.
Yeah.
And I don't get a lot of trades, so he's making it hard to find these digital images to show up on the screen of the book. Because we actually don't have the book. Neither Bob was able to get it. I wasn't able to get it. I probably actually won't get it, to be totally honest. But I take Robbie's word for it because he picks very good titles, and he's always pretty much dead on. If you're not familiar with Robbie's channel, Pop Culture Philosophers, go check it out. It's one of the best. He drops his comic book reviews on Tuesday night, the night before comics come out, and the guy's awesome. He reviews 40, 50 books a night in about 40 minutes, and it's a must-watch. I will say this. Out of every show that's on YouTube as far as comics, even my own, his is my must-watch show.
Yeah.
It's the one I wait for. And I can't say that about others. Including you.
I'm okay with that.
I'm just saying, his is the one I actually sit there and wait for Tuesday night.
Yeah, me too. It's regularly scheduled programming. Just like I'd watch a normal show, I wait for his video to drop all the time.
Very cool. The link is down below. Go ahead and check it out. But let's go ahead and jump to our first 5.
Well, before we do that, I have something a little special. Some of you may know, it was this guy's birthday this week. And so, man, I hope you had a great birthday.
It was all right.
Was it all right?
Yeah.
A little bit late, but this is for you, my friend. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, a bag.
A bag.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks, Bob.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm supposed to open it. Okay. Well, there's a nice little note there. Let's see here. It says, happy birthday to my good friend. Is that how you spell friend?
Yeah.
And partner in crime. Hope you enjoy these. Is that how you spell friend? Bob. That's awesome. Let me look in here. Very nice. Very nice. I'm kind of
Some of those you may already have, but I wanted to get you some Punisher stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool. This is the cutout one.
Yeah.
I never had the cutout one. Punisher.
Nice.
Let me just put these right here. Punisher War Zone. There you go. Number 1. Punisher Countdown. I don't have any of these. I think I might have this one. I might be wrong. 101. Somebody sent me some Punishers. Ooh, come on.
It's the shiny cover of all shiny covers.
Come on. Number 100. I kind of knew this one was coming.
Did you?
Yeah, I kind of figured you did. That's really cool. This is probably my favorite one he's done this year, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
And this is Shannon Mears' Wolverine number 3. Bob pretty much buys all Shannon Mears books, and he buys the combo pack that comes with the trade dress and the Virgin.
Yep.
Bob likes himself some Virgin comics.
I do.
And I like mine a little more decorated.
Trade dressed.
Trade dressed. So very cool. Thank you so much. This is awesome because you know what? I need to read these. And you know that. Ice Cream Man, this is the first trade.
That's the volume 2.
Volume 2.
But you can hop in wherever you want,
Such a great series. I've been trying to pick up these books, and this will take care of about 3 or 4 issues, so that's awesome. 5 through 8. So there you go, Ice Cream Man. And this thing, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. I did a video about this.
Did you?
Yeah. Wow, this is awesome. This is Spawn Volume 1 cover gallery, number 1 through 100. We always say that Spawn covers are the best.
Yeah.
And like I said, I did a video. Remember, I showing all the covers, and this is the book format of that video.
I figure,
but that is so cool, man. This is something that just goes on the coffee table forever.
For sure. I figured that would be one of those that if you ever got in front of McFarlane again, he could have it personalized to you.
Oh yeah.
And because this is a must-have.
Wow. Do you have this?
Yeah.
I figured you did. Wow, this is really cool. Okay, you can do the rest of the show. I'm really
Just look at the covers.
That is so cool, man.
Well, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you so much. Look at that. All this cool stuff from my good friend Bob. Very excited. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, my friend.
That's awesome, man.
You're welcome.
Okay, we got to get to the first
Yeah,
five.
we do.
Even you guys are getting bonus books this time around. So let me set these wonderful books down. God, that's a great cover. And my first book up here, right there, is Captain America, I think. Captain America number 117. And this is the one I just did the breakdown video of yesterday. If you guys haven't checked it out, you can go ahead and do so. Read the whole book. Interesting story.
Yeah.
Because this is a weird book.
It is.
Because Captain America and Red Skull have switched bodies.
That's right.
and it's like the vice versa movie, but in the Marvel universe.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. It's entertaining. And this is actually a book I found on the hunt, and I thought I got a pretty good deal on this. This is First Appearance of Falcon. I got it for like $80. And it's one of my pride and joys. And it was just store credit that I paid for it. So I actually
Even
just
better.
helped the guy out. Didn't cost me any cash whatsoever. So
Yeah.
very cool. Let me go ahead to some other books. I have Blackest Night JSA #1 and #2 and #3. This is the 3-part series. This was sent to me from one of our viewers, Rob, and he said this is a really great storyline.
It is.
I haven't read any of them. I know there's a lot of the Blackest Night story. I haven't read any of them. I'm going to give these a read. Might as well jump in right there. Nice
there.
little 3-part series. Going to read that. So thank you, Rob. Very cool. My next and last of the first 5 is Hulk 180. And this is another one I found on the hunt. This is the first cameo or first appearance of Wolverine, depending on who you ask. I got that for like $40.
Did you really?
Yeah. And it's not in the best of shape, but come on.
Yeah.
$40 for the first appearance of Wolverine.
You can't beat that.
In a comic book. Oh, I had to have it.
Absolutely.
The very first one I've ever had of any of the 3, because there's 180, 181, 182. It's
Right.
First, second, third, whatever you want to call it. Didn't have any of those. Finally got that for $40. Read me up, sir. I'll take it.
Come on, man.
Yep. All right, man. You got 5?
I got 5. And these are all ones that I found in the 50-cent and dollar bins. These are all Batman minor keys.
Nice.
First one is Batman 436. And then we have Batman The New Adventures, number 409.
Nice.
Batman Year One, you can't go wrong with that.
Yep. I have one of those. It's beat.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. I read it so many times.
So many times, yeah. And then we have Batman 442.
I remember that one when that came out. I was like, oh, this is going to be so hot.
Yeah.
I think I bought like 10 copies of it.
And then, of course, we have Death in the Family, Batman number 426. And there's my first 5.
Yeah. Around that time in the Batman, they were hitting storyline after storyline back to back
to back.
that were all really good.
Yeah.
I remember that about the Batman run, the Death in the Family, the Year One, all that stuff. If you're missing any of those books, you're missing some really good storytelling.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you can still get them for pretty affordable prices, too.
Some of them were a little higher.
Yeah.
The Death in the Family one with the Joker on the cover.
Right.
I think that's probably the most expensive one.
Sure.
And the Year Ones kind of tend to be a little bit higher as well. But they're not tremendously expensive.
No, but like I said, I mean, I found those in the dollar bins. You can still find them.
There you go. Good hunt, man.
Yeah.
Look at, that's what we're talking about.
For sure.
But real quick, before we get into this week's question, we're going to go ahead and kind of give an update. As an update or response to our last week's question, because we had a question. We talked about signatures in books. And I will just be totally honest. My opinion wasn't necessarily a very popular opinion, and a lot of people in the comments didn't agree with me, and that's totally fine. I didn't think that they would. I do want to say that some people might have think I have something against CGC, which I don't. I have no problem with them at all. I don't use their service. I don't have any really desire to use their service. It's just not my thing. But I don't think they're a shady company by any means. I have no reason to believe that they are. My opinion is more based on, it doesn't matter what the company is. My opinion is based on personal value.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what the company is type thing. So I wanted to put that out there and just let you guys know that there's no ill will towards CGC. I'm still not interested in getting books slabbed. That might change down the road, but I don't think so. I'm almost 3 years into this journey. Still have no desire to have it done. But a lot of people really enjoy getting their books slabbed and authenticated and all that stuff. So more power to you. I hope you enjoy that. But I just wanted to put that out there and let people know. Bob, you want to say anything at all?
No, I mean, I think it was a great discussion. I think some people, were hitting on the fact that, we had, got really heated. Our relationship is good.
I love it, man. I love it. Siskel and Ebert all over again.
For sure.
I mean, we used to watch Siskel and Ebert
all the time.
It was boring when they agreed.
It's true.
It was so much better when they got pissed off at each other.
Sure. But bottom line, our relationship is intact. I do respect Bueller's stance on it. That's his personal preference, and he can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
But he also respects mine that it's my personal preference for what I do. We just don't agree on that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
Yeah. You know, there's a scenario that kind of plays in my mind, and I didn't bring this up, but I see an image in my mind. Somebody's at a Comic-Con, and here you have, let's just say, Chris Claremont signing books, okay? And he's offering his own COA. And then the next table over has a Chris Claremont signed book in a CGC case that's authenticated and all that stuff. And the person walking up to the table and deciding to buy the CGC one, knowing that that one's going to have the value. And then Chris Claremont sitting right next to it, and you can have it done yourself. I see that scenario playing out, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. Could you imagine that? I mean, what would you do in that instance? If you walked up to that table, and here's a table that has graded books on one that are authenticated, 9.8 Chris Claremont, and literally Chris Claremont is sitting at the next table over, has nothing to do with that table, and you can get it signed by Chris Claremont, and he'll give you a COA. If you're buying for investment, which one are you buying?
I'm buying the slab one, and I'm taking a personal one over there to have them personalized. It says "Bought to Bob" on it. That's me.
Yeah.
It's
an interesting scenario.
It is an interesting scenario, but because of my past, right, I have just much more comfortability with it.
I probably wouldn't buy either.
I know.
All right, let's go ahead and get to this week's topic.
For sure.
Like I said, this topic is best finds on the hunt. There's a ton of comments about this, so I'm up first, so let's go ahead and get started. The first one is from Dan Polatsky. I think that's right. He says, when hunting for comics in the wild, I don't have a particular story, but I have definitely learned patience. A few times I have succumbed to the quick satisfaction of buying a book on eBay to fill a hole. Within a week, I then found the same book in the wild, finally, for less money. Be patient, comic hunters. Your books are out there waiting for you.
That's a great point.
It is. I mean, it's not really a hunting story, but I just wanted to start with that.
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
Sure.
And perfect example, it's not a huge book, but I was always looking for the Flash #1, the Wally West one that came out in the 80s or whatever it was. And, you know, it's like a $10 or $20 book. And I never bought it because I don't like spending that much money on a book. And so the dollar issue came out. The DC dollar book came out. So I bought it. And I was like, oh, it's $1. That's good enough. And then literally a week later, we went to Frankenstein, and I found the originals for $1.
Yeah.
So it's the same price. And here this book is. It's 30, 40 years old. I find it for the price I wanted to pay originally, $1. And it was just patience. Now, the patience that took me for that was like 4 years.
Right.
But it paid off. So I still have my dollar copy, and I have a original copy as well, and I paid exactly the same price for both. Yeah. So patience does pay off quite a bit.
It does, and I've learned that lesson, and sometimes even when I think I'm being clever. So I've never told you this before, but I found in a first appearance of Immortal Hulk, I think Avengers 684, I think is what it is, right? And I found it. Somebody was selling it for $20, and I'm like, it's like a $60 book at that point. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then Bueller the next week at the Frankenstein gets it for 39 cents. Man, I was just like,
do you know how many of those I found?
How many?
I probably came across, I'd say 5 or 6 copies of those, all for less than $1 a piece.
Yeah, see?
And it's just, I don't know, it's like that book just calls to me. And I literally don't have that book anymore. I've sold every one or either sent them out in Bueller boxes because they came out with a True Believers edition of it.
Right.
And that's only $1. And seriously, for me, that's good enough. I put that right in my run with my Avengers run, and it's the placeholder for that book. So as long as I have that one, I don't mind finding these other ones and sending them off. So
sure.
I've found multiple copies of that book.
Right. Patience pays off.
Love that one.
For sure.
I'm very confident I'll find it again. Okay, I got the next one as well. This one is from Resamic. It says, my favorite hunt was showing up at a garage sale where they had an assortment of comics for sale. The kicker was they sold bundles of 10 for $1 each. They didn't know what they had. I walked away with 70 comics for around $20. The haul was full of keys and noted issues from various ages. Not sure if I'll ever get that lucky again. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten comics at a garage sale?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever gotten stuff there that is like worth a lot of money and felt a little bit guilty about what they were charging for it? Because you're like, oh, okay, you're looking through these books. Oh, wait a minute.
Right.
And they're like asking a quarter for it. Because that's happened to me.
Yeah.
So has it happened to you?
It has happened to me. Actually, just recently, I had somebody that was at a garage sale, and they called me on the phone.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's like the whole run of Daredevil Born Again here, and they're selling them all for like $1 a piece. I'm like,
Nice.
Get them. And I didn't feel as guilty because I wasn't there.
You weren't there. You weren't. Oh, man. No shame.
I know, huh?
I had the Mortal Hulk #2, like second print or something like that. And it was literally, they had 3 comic books at this garage sale. That was one of them, like a Ghost Rider and something else. And they were $0.25 a piece.
Oh, my gosh.
And, the mom was like, oh, we're just getting rid of some stuff. And they don't collect comics. And it was like their son and stuff like that. And they just got like a grab bag somewhere. And so they were like, oh, we don't care. They actually wanted to just go ahead and take it. Mm-hmm. And, I think that's like a $20 or $30 book.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some at garage sales where I've been like, that's worth quite a bit more than what they're selling.
Yeah.
And if I don't have the money on me, I will tell them. That's one thing I will say, hey, just in case you're wondering, and some, like, when I say I don't have the money on me, I'm saying like, because I don't necessarily buy books for more than $10 or $20.
Yeah.
And even if they have them for $10, I probably wouldn't buy them, even if they're worth $100. But I will say something to them like, hey, just so you know, that book's worth, about $50. I've done that to comic shops as well. I've gone into comic shops and seen stuff on the shelf for cover price, and I've gone up to the counter and said, hey, just so you know, this book is selling for $30. And I didn't know that. I'm like, well, you should know that.
You should know that. You're a good man, Bueller.
Yeah. Okay, you got the next one.
All right, next one comes from Kirby B. He says, I almost always find some great deals at my LCS. In fact, today, after watching your new comic books video, I went to my shop to pick up my weekly pulls, and the store owner handed me a short box and said since they were trying to clear out their overstock, he let me fill up the box as much as possible for $30. Wow. I spent a few hours hunched over the long boxes and left with a ton of great books. Still sorting through them now, but that's one of the more epic new comic book days I've had recently. That's always a good time.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love filling boxes.
I do too.
I love it.
We have a liquidator comic shop that here pretty soon as some of the restrictions lift, he's going to have a huge sale on long boxes for like $50 a piece. And I mean, if you look at his comics, not everything's bagged and boarded, so you can get quite a bit inside of there. I'm looking forward to checking out that sale.
Yeah. Just so you know, for a long box, if they're not bagged and boarded, you can get about 420 books in that box.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know this.
He does know that.
Trust me, I know this. 420, man. You really got to squeeze them in there, but because we have some shops around here that will sell, you can fill up a box.
Yeah.
And I think Bruce had boxes for like 80 or $100 for a long box. You can fill it up. You can fit, over 400 books, so it comes out to be less than 25 cents a book.
Yeah.
And I did that all the time. I Like Comics, when they have their big comic sale,
Right.
they usually fill a short box for like $40.
Right.
And so I went up there and I was going through all their 50-cent boxes, which they literally have like 300 long boxes of 50-cent boxes. It's
huge.
just fantastic. And that one time, I came across the Batman titles, and they had, for some reason, they were all the DC logo variants.
Oh my gosh.
And I picked out 80 of them for literally 15 cents a piece.
Right.
And I literally just grabbed handfuls. I didn't even care. Just literally handfuls and sticking them in the box. And then when I got home, I sorted through them. I'm like, oh, cool. Mailed them all out.
Yeah.
I didn't keep any.
Not a single one.
They're all going out. So I was like, that was really cool. And then the Frankenstein, one guy had a fill a bag.
I remember that.
Fill a grocery bag. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, he had the biggest grocery bags in the world. And I was like, with the handle, I was like, okay. So that was another one where I would just start going through his boxes because it was really crowded. And I was just grabbing handfuls. Like I'd come across the title Iron Man. Okay, I'll just grab Iron Man. I'll just grab Thor. You know, I didn't even know what it was.
Right.
And I really didn't care. I just wanted to fill up this bag as much as I can. It was $20 to fill up a bag. And you could get almost a long box full of comics in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If it's out there, this guy's going to find it, man.
Yeah. I was like, dude, what? I go, because he was selling like books like 3 for $1. And then there's a little sign that said, fill up a bag for $20. And I go, what size is the bag? And he takes out this book. I was like, I'll take it. I'll do it, you know, because I already had a pile of books that was probably about $40 worth of books.
There you go.
So I'll take the bag.
So some of you out there that have bought Bueller boxes, now you know where some of those comics have come from.
That's where they all come from.
I love it.
All right, you got the next one as well.
Sure. This one comes from Ed Blackwell. He says, I wouldn't call it my best find, but it is kind of cool, and it touches on last week's question. Last year, I was looking through some dollar boxes at a shop and came across a signed New Warriors book. I kept looking and found about 10 books, all signed by the writer Fabian Nicieza. I can always remember, I can't say his name.
Don't look at me.
I bought all of them for $1 a piece. I realize that these aren't high demand books, but I was excited. I will not likely ever meet any of these creators, so finding these meant something to me. All of them have a little note saying when and where they were signed. Very cool. Enjoy the videos, and hey, stay jacked up on coffee.
Yeah, it tastes like pop today.
There you go.
That's all right. I've found autographed books like that in boxes, and actually something kind of funny. I remember doing a video showing my Wolverine books, and I didn't realize they were autographed. Oh. And they were autographed by Silvestri. I believe. Wow. Yeah, and there was like multiple books that were autographed. And I literally bought them out of a collection at a comic shop, you know, in their 50-cent boxes. Mm-hmm. And there was like 10 of them. And I totally missed the autograph. I mean, and then when somebody pointed it out, I was like, how did I miss that?
Yeah.
But there was like 10 in a row, all autographed by him. And that's a nice little treat.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I kept one.
I don't ever find too many of the autographs. It always amazes me when because you find a lot of those actually.
Oh, here's the thing, autographs. Look through all the old Image books. There's tons of Image books. Shadowhawk?
Shadowhawk.
There's tons of Shadowhawks
Valentino
out there.
signatures everywhere.
Just go look through that 50-cent box. I guarantee you, if you look hard enough, you're going to find a autographed book.
Yeah.
Go look through the Savage Dragon books. You're going to find an Eric Larson autograph.
Yeah.
All those ones like that just had so many print count and like, I don't know, what's the Supreme and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to find a Rob Liefeld signature. I always do. I literally went to a comic shop and that's all I was looking for was 90s Image books and ones with autographs on them. And I found autographs from every single one of the main guys.
That's incredible.
It's like 50 cents a piece.
Right,
yeah,
right.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people thought back in the day those were going to be worth huge money?
Yeah, exactly. I got the next one here. This is from Jeremy Pittman. Says, I've had some pretty good finds hunting in the wild, and like many will say, it is the hunting that is more fun than the finds at times. Love dollar box digging. My most recent big score was finding 2 Marvel Preview 95 the Miles Morales cover for $1.25 each. I flipped them for around $350 total and used that to buy a whole bunch of other books that I wanted for my personal collection that will mean more to me in the long run. I like what Jeremy says because a lot of times the hunt is part of the fun.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's behind that next book. For
sure.
And sometimes you see it ahead of time and you think you saw it. And then you're like, you get a little nervous. You're like, did I see what I thought I saw?
Right.
And then it's a reprint. You're like, oh crap, it wasn't what I thought. But sometimes it's the real deal.
Yeah.
And you get something sitting there, like he found the preview book, paid $1.25, took him. He wasn't invested in that book at all, but he knew he could turn that book around and make some money and then go buy the books he wanted for his personal collection.
For sure.
That's really part of the fun right there. Yeah. I mean, I do that all the time. When I take that back. I don't do that all the time. When I was doing my auctions and stuff like that, I've sold like one book on eBay, and I literally bought it because I knew I could sell it for more and go buy books I wanted.
Yeah.
and it's fun to dabble in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was, I think my most recent find that was like that. I went to LA to go visit about 2 years ago, right when I first started collecting again. And I went to one of the oldest used bookstores in LA. And I mean, not known for comics at all. And I went in there and I noticed that there was some boxes that looked like comic boxes, but they were all magazines.
Yeah.
You know, and I asked the owner, old guy, you know, I said, do you happen to have any comic books? And he's all, I got some. He says, nobody's looked at them for probably about 4 years. He said, we're not really known for comics. And so he brings out this short box, and there's some stuff inside of there, and he says, whatever you want, $1 a piece.
Nice.
And so I went through and I found, I found a couple of ASM, like Eric Larson ASMs, but then in the back of the box right there was the 4-issue Wolverine set by Frank Miller.
Oh, nice.
Right? And I got those for $1 a piece.
Yeah.
It's like, I felt so good walking out of the store. I'm just like, that's a steal.
Yeah, didn't feel guilty at all.
Didn't feel guilty at all. Not at all.
That's all right.
You got the next one.
All right. This one's from Lex the Great. Says, my best finds in the wild is at a place called Half Price Books. I found Batman 232, which is the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul, for $4. Not near mint, but very fine for sure. That's a pretty big book for $4.
Yeah.
I've never been to a Half Price Books. We don't have any around here.
No.
And I've seen a lot of people go to this store and find some pretty good deals. That they do. I've noticed that they have like some books. Have you ever seen the videos of this place? No. They have like books locked up in like it's like a long box, but it's got a plastic lid on top, and you can put your fingers in it. You know, there's a little crack, but you can't pull the books out. You have to go get someone to unlock it, and you can get it. But you can still flip through the books. And I know they're up in Seattle because I've seen Tom go there and stuff like that, and a lot of people mention it. But we have 0 half-price books here in Oregon, so I think we might be missing out.
Yeah, I mean, used bookstores are a great place to go. Not all of them carry, back issue comics, but there are a few, and sometimes you can find some pretty good stuff there.
Yeah, there's not really too many here in Portland as far as used books. I think they probably just farm them out to the comic book shops because there's so many of them.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, the biggest used book shop here is Powell's, and not many people are going to try to compete with them.
Exactly.
And so there it is.
Yep. I got the next one as well. This is a good one. This is from Lala Schultz. I think that's right. It says, coolest thing my husband and I ever got on the hunt was at a Pittsburgh Comic-Con 10-ish years ago. We picked up the Incredible Hulk number 180 raw for $30. That's about what I got mine for. That's pretty cool. And if we are getting weird, the coolest thing I ever touched at a Comic-Con was an X-Men number 1 for around $6,000 raw copy.
There you go.
There's a lot of things you can touch at a Comic-Con. And you picked a good one, I guess.
That's like going to a great bread shop. Then you got no money and you smell the bread. Yeah. That's what it's like touching a $6,000 comic book.
I've held a AF-15, but it was slabbed.
Yeah.
So I just held a piece of plastic.
I
would love to hold one in raw form. That would be kind of cool.
For sure.
But the slab was okay.
Yeah.
And it was like a 3.5 or something like that.
Still, ASM 15.
Yeah, very cool. All right, Bob, you're up next.
All right, the next one comes from Robert Termel. He says, when I was young, there was a store across from our church. We would go there after church on Sundays. We would buy comics for a cent, yes, a penny, and we resell them for a nickel. I bought a Spider-Man number 4 from 1963. What a find.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing.
What?
Did he sell that for 4 cents or a nickel?
I sure hope not.
Because if he still got it, that's great.
Right.
But if he bought it for a penny and sold it for a nickel, you should have held on to it.
You should have held on to it. But I'm thinking that this was way back in the day.
Yeah.
There's no way you're selling that for a nickel, man.
I don't know, man. Robert, if you're watching, I want to know if you still have that book.
Yeah.
Or are you guilty of selling that for a nickel?
And if you're not guilty, would you sell it to me for a nickel? I'll give you a dime.
Buy it for a penny, sell it for a nickel.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool, though. Okay. All right, Bob, you're up next.
Sure thing. Next one comes from Callum Farmer. He says, funny enough, my best find came today. Was traveling across the country, Scotland, for a day hiking with my partner and stopped in a small village. We passed a comic store. And come on, we all know you can't just walk past a comic shop. We went in, and I picked up a Hell Arisen 3 and Batman 89 in the back issue bin for £1 each. That's like $1 each.
Is it really?
I think it's like $2.
I didn't know the translation.
Yeah, I forget what the
That's still a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's good.
I want to take a minute and just say we have a lot of people from outside the United States that watch our show. Scotland, UK, Australia is another one. Japan. I want to say thank you to everyone who watches the show who's not in the States. I mean, we do the coffee video. It comes out at 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday here. Mm-hmm. It's like 5 o'clock in the evening in Australia.
Yeah.
And they're watching it with us. So it's pretty neat to think that we're talking to all these people around the world, and we're all connected by finding comics for $1.
Isn't that awesome? Or £1.
Yeah, exactly. But he found some really good books. I mean, the Hell Arisen 3 is the first appearance of the Punchline character.
Yep.
And then the Batman 89 is at the cover. I don't know for sure.
I think it's the cover, and maybe the first appearance of designer.
I think I can't remember.
Whatever it is.
It seems like they're putting the first appearance in every issue right now.
Pretty much.
James Tinian's he figured out a winning formula.
Yeah.
There's a new character in every issue. But I think that Hell Arisen 3 is a pretty big book because it's the one book that wasn't printed that much.
Yeah.
It wasn't on people's radar. And, I think that's probably the one to have for the Punchline character. I think time will tell, but I think that's the main one to have.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Not a bad deal for £1.
Not a bad deal at all.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, I got the next one. This is from Harrison Holden. It said, last week I went to a family friend's house, and one of my family friends showed me their comic collection. I was able to get ASM 313 through 317 plus ASM 323, Uncanny X-Men 248, 241, 251, and Wolverine 10, all for free. I think that's McFarlane issues of ASM. My first thought when I read this is like, do they know that he got these books?
I'm just going to put that in my bag with the casserole dish.
Is the reason why he got it for free is he's like, just took them?
Right.
Oh, I'm just kidding, man. But you know what? Here's the thing. Friends and family, every now and then, they've just got some comics. You know, my stepmom, she'll go to garage sales and she'll just buy comics just to give them to me. My neighbor lady, she was like, oh, I got a stack of comics. I'm like, oh, okay. She says, yeah, I just had them. They don't even know where they came from. They're like, yeah, we just have a stack of comics. You want them? I said, sure. And so she brought them over, and there was like a first appearance of Lobo in there.
Yeah.
Along with some other stuff, but really that was the main thing. But friends and family, surprisingly, have random comics sometimes.
Yeah.
And they just give them to you. And that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I had a friend just recently that was cleaning out their attic, and they found a stack of like 10 or 15 comics. And they're like, we found these. We know you like comics. Here you go. And I was like, thanks. Wasn't expecting it. And you're right. Randomly, just all of a sudden, comics show up.
Yeah. And then they're like, then the ones are, hey, are these worth anything?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, oh, let me look at them. I'll tell you. And you look at them, they're not worth nothing. They're like, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's worth a nickel. It's not worth nothing, man.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do?
What
right?
are you gonna do?
We had our family reunion, and kind of a really close friend of the family. They came, they're an older couple, and they had a tote full of comics. And they're like, yeah, we brought them here so you could look at them and tell you how much they're all worth, because they're really into selling antiques and stuff like that, for top dollar. And I go through this whole thing, and it's just trash.
X-Force number one.
Youngblood
number one.
It's not only is it trash, but it is just beat the hell.
Oh gosh.
And it's like, I'm like, here's this one. And it's like Devil Dinosaur 1 was like their most expensive book. And it was like, it looked like it had been ran over by a tractor. Oh, and they're like, that's a number one. That's probably worth like $50. Like, it's worth like $1.
Right.
The way it looks, it's worth some money if it was in better condition.
For sure.
But I always like that. I get a lot of people ask me, oh, is this worth anything? Did I get a good deal? And quite honestly, I'm not really good at that type of thing.
Yeah.
At quoting prices and stuff like that. That's kind of why I just refer to like eBay or whatever or Overstreet. So
yeah, I get a lot of my old friends from high school. They'll send me instant messenger on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they'll send me pictures. Is this worth anything?
Yeah.
And they'll, and same type of thing. It's like, this may be, but probably not.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, you got the last one.
All right, last one comes from Torrin Johnson. He says, my best comic hunt was getting all 6 parts of Amazing Spider-Man New Ways to Die. My friend and I were at our LCS, and I found 2 parts, but they didn't have anything else. We decided to go on an adventure and head over to a shop 20 minutes away, where I found the next 2 parts, but again, that was all they had. Finally, we ventured out into the city, a half hour away, to another shop, where I finally found the last 2 parts. My friend was so helpful, I treated him to lunch after. The sense of accomplishment after a comic hunt never goes away, especially when you have your friends, in other words, a hunting party, go with you, which makes it a fun time and an adventure to talk about later. I would agree.
That's the comic crawl.
That is.
That's what they're doing right there.
Absolutely.
And I've done that.
Yeah.
It's just do a loop. It's kind of like when I deliver my media mail boxes. I don't go to one post office. I go to multiple so they don't get pissed off.
but we have so many comic shops out here. I mean, we can do some amazing comic crawls.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, we've talked about doing that here pretty soon.
Yeah, I actually have it on my notes here, so I wanted to bring that up. So Bob and I have talked about doing a new type of show. We want to do maybe a $20 or $50 challenge. Mm-hmm. And basically what it is, we'll both have the same amount of money. We will go into a comic shop and we'll try to film what we can in the comic shop, kind of cut it up, make it look real stylish or whatnot. And then we'll come back to the table and we'll show off our finds. And we'll kind of do like a pack war. Like I used to collect cards, and I used to, with my buddies, we'd do pack wars. Whoever had the best pack would win the other guy's pack. Mm-hmm. We want to do that with comics. So the winner gets the other guy's comics.
Oh.
I don't know if I gave that to you.
You didn't tell me that before.
Oh, he might back out of this one. There's some more stipulations I got to get through. But the audience would vote on it in the comments of the video and who had the better deals. Mm-hmm. And you get to make your case, but you actually have to be honest about your vote. Like if you willingly know that you had a better one or the other person had a better one, you have to concede to it. So I mean, obviously, if I have a Hulk 180 and that's my best book, and your best book is X Factor 1, I think I might have won.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I'm just putting that out there.
Right.
But so we're looking at doing that probably. I don't know. We don't really have a time frame, but we think it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
The other thing, I didn't say this, we cannot use Key Collector.
Okay.
No Key Collector app.
All right.
Go in the store, $20 or $50, whatever we decide on. It doesn't, you can go for quantity, you can go for one book, or whatever it is, whoever gets the best haul. You can't use Key Collector, and then we'll come home and do all that stuff and put together a video, and you guys will vote and let us know who gets to keep their books and who gets to lose their
I'm
books.
up for the challenge, but I'll say that, in the last couple of years, I've really relied on that app. So
I know.
I'm going to have to let go of some
yeah,
things here.
I figure that's the only... That really tests our knowledge. Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy just to look at the app.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the new Warrior run. I'll just pull up the app. Oh, there's one. Come on, it's got to be a little bit better than that. Eventually, we're going to make this $1,000 challenge and really make the
I see where he's going now.
That'd be a lot of fun.
It would be fun.
But yeah, the comic crawl, going to different stores, looking for what you're trying to put together. We've done it, many times. It never gets old.
It doesn't. As a matter of fact, we have a friend of the show that's going to be coming in from out of town sometime in September. I forget what the date is, and I'm hoping to set up a comic crawl for when he comes out because I think it'd be cool to hang out with him.
Very cool. Well, there you go. That was our topic for today. Those are all the comments. There are a ton more comments. Go check them out. There's some really great stories and some really great finds that people have found out there. Just out of nowhere, here's a great book to add to your collection for a very cheap price, and it doesn't get much better than that, to be totally honest.
Absolutely.
But let's go ahead and switch to our final 5. I think I will go up next. I think these are yours. Yeah, those are yours.
Thank you.
Here we go. This is one of those books that these are all recent finds. Star Wars #1. This is the variant. I don't know what the ratio is of that, but I found out for $1.
Nice. I like that cover.
Yeah, and then this is another one. I was like, Marvel Comics 1000. This is a variant, and this one was harder to find. I got that for $1. So they don't have to be like, I look at books like, they don't need to be like $50 books. I mean, if you can get a $10 cover price book for $1,
you're already won.
You're getting a good deal. Same with like this one right here, Marvel Tales featuring Ghost Rider #1. I got this for like 50 cents, and that was like an $8 cover price.
Right.
This is another one that I just had to have. I only paid like $2 for it. This is Iron Man #80, and it's not like worth like a lot of money as far as monetary value, but it's a Kirby cover.
Yeah, I've always loved that cover.
That is such a steal to find a Kirby Iron Man cover for just a couple dollars.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I've always loved that cover. It's really awesome stuff.
And then I'm going to show a Daredevil book.
What?
Daredevil #81. This is like the Black Widow becomes something, a Railer. That's right. She becomes a Railer in his title on this one. This was, and I just want to put that out there, this was a CGC copy.
Was
it? I bought it off of eBay as a CGC. I had never had a graded book. I wanted one. I was looking for literally the lowest priced CGC book I could find. This was $19 graded. I didn't care what the grade was because I'd never had them before. I think it was a 8.5. And so I wanted it just to see what the case looked like. I've never seen one or had one before. And this is a couple years ago. And obviously you can see it's not in the case anymore. We snapped it in half and took it out.
Really? You didn't like the case?
No, I just wanted to see what it took to open one.
Ah, okay.
So we just my nephew Grant, he snapped it and ripped the book out, and there it is.
Interesting.
On camera, so it was pretty cool.
Well, it's a good piece of history. That starts the Jerry Conway run.
There you go.
And that's good stuff.
There you go. Daredevil, goodness. Okay, you're up.
That's funny. One time you have a Daredevil and I don't.
I've had a Daredevil on here before.
I know you have, but normally it's me that's showing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a couple of things. This came out this week. This is Spawn 308. I love that cover. Another great book that is recent, just come out. That Texas Blood, issue 2. I'm really enjoying that series.
Yep.
And then I got some.
Number 2 wasn't as good as number 1.
It was just a different tone.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Still good, not as good.
And I got some Flash goodness that I've picked up recently. This one is issue number 221. And then I got these for a great deal from our good friend Biggie Shack.
Yeah.
Actually, this is World's Finest. It's one of the Superman versus Flash race books, which I am collecting. I only need 2 more.
Nice.
And then we got Flash.
Does Flash win every race?
No.
Okay.
Then we got Flash number 150. Great Captain Cold action on that cover. So there's my final 5.
There you go. There's some nice, some old, some new.
Old and some new.
Some borrowed, some blue.
That's right, man.
Is that the thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, not bad. A final 5. I had a Daredevil book. You did not.
Did not. This is one of the few times.
I don't know what's happening in the world today.
Things are getting turned upside down.
It's weird. You know what? That's it. That's kind of a shorter show today. We kind of wanted to wrap it up pretty quick. Like I said, we're taking next week off. Mm-hmm. Next week we will not be here. I'll have a different video in its place. I don't know exactly what video it'll be, but it should be a good one. And then after that, we'll be back on the 17th with the brand new episode 90, new sponsor, new set, giveaways for 10 straight weeks, random giveaway. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. So we're pretty excited. Did I already say they sent us a 100-pound box?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was amazing.
100-pound box full of comics and other stuff. Give me a break. So I'm very excited to share with you guys who they are and what they're doing for us and what they can do for you as well. So it should be a lot of fun. I also want to say really quick, man, July was our best month ever. Over 1,000 new subscribers, 1,120 new subscribers to the channel. So thank you, everyone, to the people who have been watching this from day one, to all the brand new people who just joined this last month. It's growing fast, a lot faster than I thought it would, to be totally honest, because that month of March was not great.
Right.
We're making up for a lost time. The virus kind of took a hit out of it, but awesome time the last month. So
that's awesome.
I can't complain one bit. Bob, what's going on your channel?
So Everything Comics is my channel, and next week I'm also taking a break. I will not be doing a coffee video next weekend. But of course, the following week we'll both be back to our regularly scheduled programs. July was actually a really good month for me as well. I hit finally got past 1,000 subscribers. There was like a little lull there, and then since then I've picked up another 200 subscribers, which I think is pretty awesome. We did our monthly comic review that happened on Friday night. That is now the most watched video on my channel. It's got over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy about that. That's
I'm pretty
awesome.
happy too, because like last week I was like, oh, you got a lot to live up to. And, percentage wise, it's better than the one that was on mine. So there you go.
So I was very happy about that. So I did announce on my coffee video on Saturday that I was going to do a creator interview on Monday. That has been postponed. It'll be the following week. But that's Jared Lujan from Mad Cave Studios, and I'm looking forward to that. I just did another creator interview with Anthony Cleveland this last Wednesday, and that was an awesome time as well. Lots of stuff going on. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, but go check it out. There's a lot of great stuff that's dropping there.
Yeah, Everything Comics, the link is down below, and it's also a featured channel on my homepage, and there's no reason why you guys shouldn't be checking out Bob. You're watching him right now. Why don't you go over to his channel and watch him so he doesn't have to come over here anymore.
Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks, man.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Enjoy the week, and thanks for everything. Thanks for getting us to 90 episodes and almost to 100. So I was just looking back on the first episode just like last night.
That's awesome.
It was weird.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. I didn't even have a hat on.
No?
No,
Oh,
it was
my
kind of
gosh.
weird. So I don't know. All right, everyone. Have a great week. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.